Have you ever had a kind of out of body experience? And I don't mean like a near death experience, but I just mean you're kind of in your normal everyday activity and you kind of suddenly find you're almost in a bit of a dreamlike state. It happened to me just the other day. I was in Glasgow city centre, and I kind of live more in the countryside now, so going to the city is not a usual occurrence, particularly in the last couple of years. And I just found myself walking along Buchanan Street, which is one of the main streets in Glasgow, almost like I was kind of floating above myself in a bit of a dreamlike state. And I guess what I was aware of was that there was so much that was kind of vying for my attention. There was the busyness of people, there was the music from the shops, there was street buskers, there was when you went into the shop, shop assistants wanting to help you. There was all the smells and sights and sounds that come from being in a busy city. And it's not that it was unpleasant, but I was just aware of this kind of slightly odd feeling of not really being fully in myself. And you could say that it was the environment. You could say that it was because I was in this busy environment with lots of stuff going on. But then a few days later, I was at a market. So I went to visit my brother who lives in Whitley Bay, which is in the northeast coast of England. And there was this fantastic market, which was in a railway station. So it was kind of on the platforms. And it was busy. There was a lot going on. And again, lots of sights and sounds and smells. Didn't have that same disconnected feeling. I felt much more present. I felt much more within myself. I felt much more grounded. I was much more in the experience rather than being kind of slightly removed from it. And it's interesting just to compare those two and say, well, what was actually different? Because I was in busy environments in both. There was a lot of people around, lots of stimulation. But yet in one I felt disconnected and one I felt actually very connected. And the difference for me when I think about it was how intentional I was being, how much I was choosing to actually be there and choosing to be part of the experience. So I didn't really want to be in Glasgow city centre that day. I was there through circumstance and I kind of felt, yeah, I'm here, I might as well wander around and see what's going on. But yet when I was at the market, a few days later, I was really wanting to be there. I was there with my brother and my nieces, and I was loving how they were interacting with stuff and felt quite kind of Christmassy. And I was really present. I was really enjoying the experience, and I was very intentional with my energy. I wanted to really enjoy it. And it just got me thinking, how often do you find yourself in situations where you have that kind of disconnected feeling, where it is like you're kind of going through the motions, but you're not really present? And if you can notice that and then compare it with situations where you really feel part of what's going on, and it doesn't have to be, some Zen-like quiet space. You can be in the middle of the biz, but you can still feel really connected to yourself. And so it's just really made me, I guess, become more aware of the points in my day where I am disconnected, going through the motions, and when I'm really connected and when I'm really choosing to be fully part of whatever it is that I'm doing in that moment. So yeah, I'll leave that with you. What are you choosing, and how often do you consciously choose the experience you want to have? So I'll leave that with you, see how it is, and as ever, feel free to get in touch if you have anything you'd like to share.